guys, happy 2021. I hope you all are doing safe and sound. So this year I started this series called as To The Point. Now why to the point is because there are topics which you guys demand of and I am here to talk about those topics one-on-one to discuss it very quickly without idhar udhar ka baat and finish it off. So the first topic, which is my favorite topic, the most exciting, is going to be on my latest trip last month in January to Hawaii, Maui. So now many of you wanted to know about our recent trip that we did to Maui, and those who don't know about our trip, the highlights are saved on my Instagram, so you guys can go and see how much fun we had. Definitely we have major withdrawal symptoms. We have all the tan, and the tan is like a souvenir. So finally we decided, okay, let's go to Hawaii and then let's celebrate our 1-year anniversary out there, our first wedding anniversary. So luckily everything just worked out then. Of course there are a lot of restrictions, but before we get to all the points, I'm going to read and talk to you guys so that I just don't want to miss out on anything. How did we decide on Maui exactly? So Hawaii has a lot of islands, out of which we really wanted to do Kauai, but we couldn't do Kauai or Big Island because those islands have a 14-day strict quarantine restriction. Maui luckily has a 72-hour pre-travel, get yourself tested, carry the negative certificate and travel to avoid quarantine. So basically we did that and we decided Maui. Of course Oahu, Honolulu side also has the same rule where you can get pre-tested and avoid quarantine. But we personally did not want to visit Honolulu for the first trip that we were doing to Hawaii. So yeah, that's how we finally decided Maui. Now, first and foremost, I would really like to emphasize that if you are planning any tropical island where there are coral reefs, you cannot travel, or you should not travel, if you are not going to carry or are ready to apply reef safe sunscreen. For me, I just carried reef safe sunscreen and reef safe leave-in conditioner because those are the products that I personally use for my hair and as lotion. Please be careful of the environment and then only plan such trips. Make sure you read a lot about these things wherever you go. It's not only Hawaii, any other place that you go to. I want you to really read on what precautions and how can you stay cautious to the environment out there, That said, my husband and I, before traveling, we personally did a lot of research, and I'm going to try and break that down as much as I can for you guys so that it helps you. But I would still recommend that please do your research, do a lot of Google, see a lot of vlogs. We saw tons and tons of vlogs on YouTube just to see where in Hawaii, in Maui, which places, and there are small vlogs. So many people have put it up, so just follow it because you can actually make your notes, make your recommendations. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is corona precautions and how many days was our entire trip. So we total did a trip of 9 days, out of which 2 days I'd say were just like half days that we got because we were traveling. So in short, we got like 7 whole days, and 2 days we still got half days, but trust me, we made the most of those half days and then we ran for our flight or from our flight. I would personally recommend that you do need that much time if you really want to explore everything. But if you're not going to do that many adventures like we did, then maybe 4 or 5 days would also suffice. You see what you want to do. Okay, so traveling. We traveled through Alaska Airlines. The moment you land, there is a Costco and a Whole Foods right next to the airport. So we went to a Costco to get water, and then from Whole Foods we just got like yogurt and a hummus packet and chips, etc. just for snacks. To be honest, we personally didn't use much of it and we had to give it off to someone who would use it. But other than that, we personally wanted to explore food outside and we kept eating out, which is why we didn't have to cook at home. Coming to our stay, so we stayed in West Maui. We did an Airbnb so that we get our own kitchen, and in case we get really late and we don't eat, and everything in Hawaii, at least Maui, I'm not sure about everywhere else, but at least Maui, most of the restaurants, etc., as of today, might be because of COVID or I don't know, but it shuts by 8:39, like by 8 or 9 everything is shut. So our Airbnb was in West Maui. We searched up, we specifically didn't have a place in mind. We didn't know whether we wanted to stay in South or West. But then we decided finally that we found a cheap Airbnb in West Maui, Kanapali. If you do search for it, this apartment is there on VRBO and Airbnb. It's called Maui Kai Apartments. To our surprise, for the price that we got, it was amazing. The car that we rented out for these days was a Chevrolet Camaro. After that, I'm going to quickly walk you through how we planned our trip before I move ahead. We always kept checking the weather because, to be honest, Hawaii overall, because it's an island area, there's tropical weather, you cannot predict the weather way in advance. Of course, like the weather forecast is going to tell you whether it's rainy or not, but on that day, every minute the weather changes and suddenly it starts raining, suddenly it's bright and sunny. Of course, we went in January, which is considered as winter, which is not really the ideal time to go, but we were really lucky with weather. If you really want to go, I personally don't know which is the best time, but I've read up that either September to November, or I think after March till May is like a really good time to go. But still, even when you go, then either it's going to be raining or else you're just lucky to escape the rain. So keep checking the weather. We also had signed up for a snorkel report because we really wanted to snorkel there every single day mostly. So we kept checking the snorkel report just to see which area is good to snorkel, like where there is windy. If the tides are high, don't go there to snorkel. So you need to check for calm water. You need to check whether there's sunlight. Of course, you don't need too much sunlight to snorkel, but if there is, you'll just see everything clearly. So we really wanted to make sure that we know all of that, and accordingly we would make our plan. So basically our plan when we were in Maui would happen in the morning when we wake up. So we had a note of everything that we wanted to do. We would just place it on the date when we wake up and see the weather and see the snorkel report, everything else. So yeah, plan it out. Okay, so now I'm going to talk to you about the itinerary. Things we really loved in Maui was the overall greenery. Oh my god, they have actually kept it so well maintained. It was amazing. Like, you see rainbows every 5 minutes. We even saw like a moonbow, which is a rainbow at night with the moon's light. Luckily, winter, which is ideally not the right time to go to Maui, we were lucky that we chose January because the whales were in Hawaii. So it was whale season, and in March I think they migrate off to Alaska. So right from our Airbnb, like the moment we wake up, we would see whales, and they would jump around, splash, etc, etc. We would also see dolphins. To be honest, both of us have not taken any tours. We didn't do any snorkel tour, we didn't do any whale tour. It is recommended and you guys can, but we didn't want to spend money on that because we did other things, and I'll tell you what we did. Okay, firstly, I'm going to talk about the food options. Both of us are vegetarians who do not eat egg as well. So for us to find vegetarian food, we thought would be impossible. But Maui had tons of vegan options and vegetarian options, to be honest. So I'm going to name a few. You guys can take notes and search these up. Overall, like, traveling from west to south to central was really far. So like, if we would be in West Maui, we would do everything in West Maui to not waste time and travel. Our favorites for breakfast was Farmers Market Maui, which is available in many places. For us, since we were living in Kanapali, it was right next to the apartments. So Farmers Market Maui, we would go there, have the acai bowl. We would substitute acai for pitaya, which is dragon fruit. Our favorite bowl at Farmers Market was the Aloha bowl. Of course, their OMG bowl is really well known, but we personally loved the Aloha bowl. Other than that, there is Choice Health Bar, which also gives really good acai bowls. There's a place in Napili known as Our Roots, that's more on the west side. Our Roots we really loved, and if you go, must have is the tempeh burger out there. I forgot what it's called, but just ask them for the tempeh sandwich or the burger. It was a really good. That was good, and they have a lot of on their specials option. Like they have these vegan options. There is one in Kanapali which is called Moku Roots. Moku Roots has the thing where they give their food takeaway or whatever in banana leaves. So to be honest, at Moku Roots we really love the taro burger. The taro burger is taro patty. Taro is, I don't know in Gujarati if you've heard of patra. They are patra leaves and they make the patty out of those leaves. It was really tasty, something really new to try. There is flatbread pizza place in Paya, which is really amazing. There is also Lahaina Pizza Company on Front Street, Lahaina, Kanapali side. Then you have to try the shaved ice from Ululani. They give ice cream. So shaved ice you get everywhere, but Ululani particularly gives you ice cream in the middle, shaved ice all over, and then a topping on top. It was amazing, so refreshing. So we ordered a macadamia nut ice cream inside. We topped it with shaved ice, which had guava, mango, and lychee flavor. Then we topped it with like this thing called a snow cap, which is like condensed milk, and they topped it with toasted coconut. Oh my god, it was so refreshing. There is another place on Lahaina Front Street called Cool Cat Cafe. We went there because that was the only cafe which was open late night, and we really got late with dinner, so finally we went there and they had vegan burger options. There is an ice cream place on Front Street Lahaina called Banyan Treats. They give you these cute cookie and ice cream, and then they put like small eyes on those ice creams. There is a food truck named Earth Aloha Eats in Kanapali. One day one of our friend had recommended to go to Monsoon India in South Maui. You get Indian food out there, so we were craving for it and we did one of our dinners out there. When you are in South Maui, there is also a place called Pita Paradise, which is in Makena. That was a nice place, little costly, but the only place which actually had vegan food available for us. When you go to Paya, there is another place called Cafe Desai. We didn't go there, but I've heard that you get good vegan food out there and it's a nice vibe overall. Other than that, one of our favorite places was Maui Brewing Company. So these were the restaurants that we tried. Other than that, we have constantly had coconut water, star fruit, and pineapple at every stand that we would pass by. There is a place in Lahaina on the west called LUAU juice stand. It's near mile marker 14 if you search on the map. That place, to be honest, we didn't like the coconut out there that they would give, but we would go there for the star fruit. That was really good. Next to it is a very cute juice truck. I personally had better juices on like other local stands, but it is pretty well known. And then there is Farmers Market Maui, which gives the best coconut water ever. Like their coconuts are fresh, cheap, and amazing. And if you are an Indian and you want malai wala coconut, we didn't know how to explain it to them, because of course you can't say bhaiya malai wala dena, but we finally learnt our lesson after the first 2 days. So we finally ended up saying, give us coconut with more coconut water and less coconut meat. So the coconut malai which is inside it, they call it coconut meat. So if you say less coconut meat, it means malai wala coconut dena. Okay? So just FYI, because we struggled a lot to find like the perfect coconut water which would be just like India. So that's how we learned our lesson, and then after that we had so many coconut waters. Oh my god. There is also a stand called Julia's Banana Bread. They say that is the best in Maui, but we and many other people claim that while doing Road to HANA, there is a place called Auntie Sandy's Banana Bread, which is the best. Now I'm going to talk to you about the famous Road to HANA. It is a long way. Like legit, your entire day is going to go in it. And if you want to do all the stops that come across, then I would say 2 days. We kind of did 1.5 day just because the weather was very unpredictable the first day that we had planned to do Road to Hana. The Garden of Eden. To be honest, the entry fee for Garden of Eden is really expensive. But if you are a very nature lover person and you want to see that, Garden of Eden is a must recommend. So that's it. That's all that we could do on the first day of Road to Hana, because the drive till that was only something. The drive on Road to Hana is risky because it's a small road. Most of it is like one lane but 2 ways coming in, so you need to give your way. You just need to be safe, but it is beautiful. After that, so we did Garden of Eden on Road to Hana, and while coming back, Paya was the nearest place, so that is why we reached during sunset time. So there is a beach called Hukipa beach out there, which is ideally very famous for surfing. So that beach has a lot of high tides. So we saw a lot of surfers out there. We saw the sunset from there, and we also saw a lot of turtles that were coming back to the coast just to rest for the night. So it was a really nice sight. We saw lots of sea turtles resting out there. We saw one that was trying to reach its clan. It was very cute overall. Now I'm going to talk about my second day on Road to Hana. We woke up really early, so I would say we woke up at 4:30. We were out of the house, but I would recommend do that just so that you don't have to come back when it's night time. And to avoid that, we started our day really early. We purchased the Shaka guide. I think it's called the Shaka guide on our phone. And that guide has the entire map of Road to Hana, and it detects when you've reached the mile markers. That guide was really helpful. He also explained each and every viewpoint that was coming by, whether to stop, whether not to stop. So that I would say was a really good investment for that trip. After that, there are various waterfalls that come. We did not do the entire Road to Hana where, you know, it's a loop. We just did till the max point, till that point where the road is good, because after that the road isn't good. And if you have a jeep, maybe you can go, but it's really not recommended unless you're a really good driver and you're confident enough. So we didn't want to take that risk, and to be honest, there's nothing that we wanted to see beyond a certain point. So we did up till the Haleakala hikes, which is called the PPY trail, and the 7 sacred pools, Ohio pool. So if you search up, you'll know what I'm talking about. We did from the beginning till that, and we came back. Now our goal was to do the PPY trail first. So we decided to just rush up and reach that last point and then do everything while coming back. We did take a small detour in the beginning to the Peninsula Bay on, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but the Kenai or the Keanae. All the pronunciations were very difficult out there for the road names. But yeah, we stopped at that Peninsula Bay for Auntie Sandy's banana bread. So we stopped there, and we also after that stopped at this very cute shack called Coconut Glens. It's a nice funky truck which serves vegan ice cream, and they also give fresh coconut water. Trust me, the coconuts in Hana were cheaper than entire Maui. We were spending $10 to $15 a coconut in like every other place in Maui. Hana had cheaper coconuts. Of course, cheaper as in $7, but way cheaper than what we were paying. So yeah, Coconut Glens is a must stop. We had the Pineapple ice cream out there, which is pineapple banana, but vegan ice cream. It was really refreshing. So we did the PPY trail, which is a long hike. Everything out there was so beautiful. Like there was this entire bamboo shed. There was just so much greenery. Once we reached there, we see like this 400 feet really long, like one of the tallest waterfalls ever. It was a really beautiful sight. There's a sign where you can't go after a certain point to see that waterfall, but we reached that point where we could see the entire waterfall. It was really pretty. So after that, from PPY only, there's a turn which takes you to Ohio pools, or the 7 sacred pools. So there are 7 pools which go through and they merge directly into the ocean. After we finished that, we directly ran back. We stopped at Hana Town just to have a quick dinner. So there are a lot of food trucks out there to have dinner. So we did this, and then we went to the Wainapa National Reserve, the state park. There is a black sand beach. That beach was the most beautiful beach I have ever seen ever in my life, ever. It was so pretty. From that beach there was a small lava cave that you go into, and then you can see the water coming towards you, splashing on rocks. So that was Road to Hana, and to be honest, we were exhausted after that. Other than that, when it came to sunrise and sunset, we most of the time saw sunrise right from our Airbnb, because we were living in the west and our balcony was ocean facing. So we could see, and plus we could see like the other islands of Hawaii from our balcony. So we could see nice colors for sunrise. We could see the whales and the dolphins jumping around. So for us, it was a really good sight. We did do sunrise once from this place called Mile Marker 14 on Lahaina. You'll see it on the map. It's a roadside beach, which is not even like a commercial beach. It's just there, and then there's the sand is there, and then there's the ocean. So we tied a hammock out there once, and we saw the sunrise from there. Haleakala sunrise is actually a must, and especially if you're going in summer or at the peak seasons, I think you should really apply for the permit, because sunrise has a permit, sunsets don't have permits. So sunset we did one day where we just randomly saw the weather. We saw that it's a nice open weather out there, so then we went up. Haleakala volcanic crater is cold, so make sure you carry your jacket. We had a head muffler, we had gloves, we also carried hand warmers. It was really cold. Now when I talk about partying, we partied only one day, which was on a Friday. This was 2 days before our journey back from Hawaii. We did a local luau out there. You can search up what a luau is. It's a really, I would say it's a really fun experience, just for you to, like, you know, chill out all the exhausting things you've done for the week. So we personally did the feast at Lele, which is, I think, the second most well-known after the Old Town Lahaina luau. The feast at Lele was our option because they gave better vegan, vegetarian food options than the other one. So we did the feast at Lele. It was lots of fun. Of course, it is expensive, but we were celebrating our anniversary night out there, so we just went all in. But yeah, if you really have the budget, then do the luau. Do any luau, but just it's worth an experience. I'm just going to quickly walk you through the beaches and the hikes that we did, so that you guys can take a note and then decide which beach you want to travel. First of all, there is a Molokini crater where you can snorkel, but a boat takes you, so you need to book that tour. Apparently it is one of the best places to snorkel. We personally didn't do that because whatever beach we went to, snorkeling was right there. Like within 50 feet itself, you get to snorkel, see the reef, see all the fishes and the turtles. So we spent so much time there that we didn't want to spend our money and go to the Molokini crater. The other beaches that we did do, West Maui, we had the Kahekili beach. Very good beach for snorkeling. The reefs are right almost in the beginning, and when you go in, you see all the turtles and fishes out there. Very good clarity if the weather is nice. There is Kanapali Black Rock Beach. We personally went there twice and we didn't get good visibility up till the end of the rock. So that Black Rock Beach is really good for like rock jumping if you want to jump into the ocean. But I would say instead of Black Rock Beach, go to Kahekili Beach. So please make a note of that if you are going for a good snorkel experience. They're like right next to each other. Other than that, there is Kapalua Bay, which was amazing. It's like a small cute bay about 40 to 50 feet deep itself. You see all the turtles and fishes. We saw so many. We saw huge turtles out there. Don't go near the turtle. Do not dive down to touch the reef. It's a request. Other than that, there is Napili Bay. We didn't go there. We didn't have the time, but that is also a good place. There is Honolua Bay. Honolulu Bay right now during winter is not a good time to snorkel, so we weren't lucky enough to snorkel there. But in the summer, the water is really blue and calm. There are no waves out there, and the visibility is amazing. There are so many turtles out there, but that is during the summertime. But even if you're going during a non-peak season, just go and hike or just walk through the trails of Honolulu Bay. It is green, it is amazing. Like, you'll only see lush green everywhere. You'll hardly even see the brown road you're walking on. It's that green. I have never seen so much greenery in my life. Honolulu Bay trail was very pretty. It's like a must. If you're driving through, just stop there. It's a small 5-minute trail, but in that 5 to 7 minutes you will see so much greenery. It was really nice. Other than that, on the west side there is also something which is called Cliff House for cliff jumping. We had that in our list, but we didn't get the time to do that, so that got skipped out of our list, but you can look into that. There is also mile marker 14, which I talk about for sunrise. We only went there for sunrise, but that place, if you snorkel early in the morning, throughout the day there are high tides and it's not safe to snorkel, but early in the morning the water, if it is calm and if the weather is good, apparently that is one of the best places to snorkel. South side, we did the Ahihi Kinau and the Ahihi Bay. That is not really well known, but you have to go there. From there we went to the Makena Landing. Makena Landing, go there in the morning before it is noon. Anywhere actually, morning time is the best. After 12, tides start coming in and then there's wind, and then with the waves the sand merges in, visibility is a little less, but people still snorkel. Makena Landing had a lot of turtles. Just even sitting at the shore, we saw so many ants swimming around. It was very nice to see all of that. Then there is the LUAU beach in the south. We didn't go there, but that also is a nice place. We saw the sunset from the Secret Cove beach or the Paco Cove beach. Make sure that you know where the entrance is. It's right between Makena Landing and Ahihi Bay. There's a small stone gate. You'll see like a small stone opening where you see the secret beach. If it isn't that much of a secret anymore, there are a lot of people. After that, the hikes. The most strenuous hike that we did was the Waihi Ridge. The Waihi Ridge was like a 4.5 round trip. The views are amazing out there, and luckily when we went, the weather was really good. It is at a good elevation, so it's a good workout. After that, we did the Olivine Pools and the Nakalele Blowhole. Olivine Pools, weather was not nice, otherwise you can jump into those pools. Nakalele Blowhole is also a very nice place. We actually went down till a point where it was safe to see the blowhole. We did the Iao Valley Needle, so we hiked up till the place where you can see the needle. After that, people go back home. I would recommend hike down. There are staircases that take you there, and you get to see like the river, and if the weather is good and if there is not much flow in the river, they create small pools, as and when you hike towards them, you can actually sit in those pools and chill. So that also is a really nice place. After that, there is the Haleakala crater, which has many things to do. There is the sliding sands hike, which is a must, but we didn't have the time, plus we weren't really lucky every time with Haleakala weather. We just saw one good sunset out there, otherwise it was always raining and cloudy. But winter is really not the time for Haleakala. But if you get a chance, the sliding sands is a good hike to see. We did do the Haleakala cycle tour. We cycled about 22 to 24 miles, just a cycle down. You really don't have to do much, but the cycle was really nice because the weather was like misty and it was opening up, so you could see like the city, and you're cycling down in that green lush, and there are rainbow tree trunks all around, eucalyptus trees. All of that is just so pretty to see, so we spent our money on that one tour. So that brings me to where I've covered up all the places that we did in Maui, and I think we did cover up most of Maui in this trip. Now I'm going to talk to you about how I snorkeled. Snorkel gears we bought from Amazon. I don't know how to personally swim, and I am water phobic when it comes to water touching my ears or my nose, but my husband really helped me this time, and he actually pushed that phobia out of me, which is why this trip was so special for me. So what we did is we bought the snorkel gear, and then I would practice wearing the mask and then filling up my bathtub and then I would put my face in and just stay inside for some time. So that was step one. Second of all, I don't know how to float. So my husband got me a floaty from Amazon. So it was a tube which I tied around my waist. And for the first few days, I was really scared. So I put the tube and I kept it near my shoulders and I tied it on my back. So that's why, like, you know, it gave me a sense of feeling that, okay, this is there, so I'm not going to drown. After that, I got so confident and I knew like the hand strokes and all, like I know the strokes, but I can't float. So after that, I got really confident with the floaty. So I turned the floaty on my belly and I turned it outwards so that it doesn't come in my way, and I was swimming with my hands and feet with the flippers and all. So yeah, that's how I snorkeled, but it was so much fun. After that, once I got confident, it was very hard to pull me out of the water. Other than that, it was really nice. The culture was very nice. The road names were so funny. One road name was Kayala. Kai jala tula? Second was Pugoli. I think it was named after Virat Kohli. But I love Hawaii, so no offense. This overall was our Hawaii trip. That was everything that I covered. I don't remember missing out on anything. In case I remember missing out on something and I haven't spoken about it, I will put it up and pin it on the comment section below. You guys can ask me all the questions you have. Please don't ask me on your H1Bs and the visa restrictions, because to be honest, I don't know. Hawaii is in the United States of America, so if you are living in USA on a valid visa, you can definitely go, but you have to do your own research. I personally don't know about all of that, but do your research. If you have questions, drop your questions in the comment section. I'll definitely reply to them. Please drop a comment just to let me know if this helps. Stay tuned for more to the point talks. There are topics on my fitness, on what I eat, which are going to come up. Hit that like button because that shows me your support, and subscribe to my channel because that means the world to me. Till then, please wear your mask, stay safe, and take care of your surroundings. Loads of love to you. Say bye to my notebook, say bye to my minion, and say bye to me. Love you all. Bye.